What's going on, fellas, and welcome to Next Round. I'm Anthony. Thanks a lot for being with me again, and I'm so grateful to have you. Yo, y'all, listen, let's get straight up into this. Want to talk to you about my old school heads. Let's talk about this, man. Y'all remember back in the day, you had the quarter or quarters, or you had the dollar. You had that change machine, right? And when you got in the arcade, the beloved arcade, you either had the arcade in the back of the store, depending where you grew up. I grew up born and raised in New York, so we had arcades everywhere, but we had that beloved arcade space, that one building that was dedicated to nothing but games. And they had the pool table and everything, right? Some places, yeah, that's where you saw the hustlers and the dealers in there. So you better not mess up their pool game because you saw the money on the table. But anyway, so you put your money in the change machine, or you go to the person like, yo, change the dollar for me, man. You got that quarter, put it in your favorite game. You name it. Outrun, Ninja Gaiden, Shinobi. But another one, NBA Jam. I remember when that first came out. You had NBA Jam, Street Fighter. Oh my God, Mortal Kombat, Pac-Man. You name it. It was all there. Centipede. All of those games, right? And what's the one thing? The minute you hit that player one button, first thing your hand goes on, the joystick. And I'm talking about how many of us are just like those characters on those arcade games. Now we don't need the arcade games. We got our controllers, right? We had from the Atari to the Sega to Nintendo to Super NES, all that stuff. But it was that joystick that does everything. And I'm letting you know today, fellas, that many of you are a joystick. You are being controlled by your wiles. Your wiles control you. Just like in the arcade, you got the joystick and back, no, up. All right, go up. So this is what we're doing. But same way it is in life. In real life, a lot of you are a joystick. You're just controlled by whatever your eyes see. You're controlled by whatever your wiles take you to. You have no type of discipline because you are a human joystick. So let's get into it, man. So we see some fellas, well, for me, I see some fellas who fall into this category. Not too long ago, I was talking to a dude, it was me and two other guys, but one of them, he was very adamant about what he does. Very adamant. Like, yo, man, I go here, I go there, and I mess with this honey, and I mess with that honey, and we're just sitting there like, wow. So the other guy asked him, hey, man, guy number two asked the guy one, I don't want to say their names. He said, yo, man, so what is it that you're looking to do? And he said, well, I'm trying to get this business off the ground and so forth. What a surprise. Everybody trying to get business off the ground. So he said, all right, bet. Well, tell me what's your daily routine to that. And he gave us all this great spiel. Let's put it like this. If my man was an infomercial host, he can sell you lint. He could sell you a dust bunny and call it a puppy. That's how good he was. But I was seeing right through it. So when the other guy left, now it was me and this dude, and we were talking, and he was just like, yo, man, he just got real honest with me. He's like, yo, Ant, I just don't know why things are not coming off the ground. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm trying. And I said, so I went right back to the same question. So what is your daily habits? The same question that the other dude had asked him. And then I noticed something. His daily habits that he claimed before, it changed. And I said, all right, so what do you do in the day? He said what he does in the day. So what do you do at night when you get home? And he's like, yo, man, I may dabble a little into that of his business idea. But he said, I'm sitting here and I'm on these apps. So I said, open your phone for me for a minute. He opened his phone and I swiped. I said, show me your dating apps. He thought he was going to try to get one over on me. Like, nah, I don't have no dating apps. I said, let me see your dating apps. So he shows me his dating apps. Yes, he has them all. Tinder, Hinge, all these apps. And I said, there were apps I didn't even know were dating apps. I'm not a dating app guy. I don't have no dating apps on my phone. I promise you, I can show it to you. I don't have no dating apps on my phone. But anyway, he just started swiping through them. I'm like, oh man. I said, so this is what your night consists of. Is that only thing you do is just swipe left, swipe right. I said, how long do you spend on Instagram or TikTok? He's like, man, I can't even tell you. I said, I guarantee you your algorithm will tell me what you do. Your algorithm will tell me what you do. And as time went on, he just started bragging about, he just tried to change the subject, and then he bragged about which honeys he was seeing, which honeys he was talking to, and he went here and he did here, and he went to this party, that type of party, an orgy party at one point. And I said to him, stop, before you even go further. I said, I know exactly what your problem is. Your problem is that you are completely controlled by your wiles. Your wiles control you. Everything that your wiles see or take in, you want to go and do it. Every party that you see out there, you want to be involved. Every honey that you're seeing, you are getting yourself controlled to be put in her presence. You make it your duty to be in your presence. At one point, my man traveled to Vegas to find some Instagram baddie or model. I could not believe it. I said, hold up, you spent X amount of dollars for a plane ticket, for a hotel, to go to this party to meet this chick because she says she's there? And I said, so when you got there, what happened? He was like, nothing. She just took a picture with me. No talking, no nothing. Nope. So I said, you spent all that money. You were controlled to spend all this money just to come away with a picture from this chick. I said, my man, you are completely controlled. You are controlled completely by your wiles. And how many of you men out there, you're controlled by your wiles? Your wiles may not be lust. Your wiles may be the fact that you can't put down the weed. You can't put it down. So you twitch a lot. You're agitated very easy. So the moment you get 20 minutes or 10 minutes to yourself, you spark up something, or you spark up a stick, whichever one you use, whether it's weed or tobacco, it don't matter. Or some of you cannot put down the bottle. You always have to have a bottle to your mouth or a can to your mouth. You can knock out a 6-pack by yourself and you brag about it. So while you're controlled by these wiles, you're wondering why things are slowly slipping away from you. Because you're controlled. Others of you are not controlled by weed. You're not controlled by sex. You're not controlled by alcohol. You're not controlled by any of those things. You're controlled by your anger, though. You're controlled by your anger. The slightest thing tick you off. The kids don't do something, you go off and you punch a hole in the wall. Up, down, left, right, that type of thing. If that don't work, you're going to start an argument with somebody in the street. Yo, you want to go? Let's go. Let's go. What you waiting for? You know, like I saw not too long ago, dude just went straight up. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go at it. They didn't, even though it was something so minor, he was ready to go. He's controlled by his wiles. So how many of y'all are controlled? Which wiles are you controlled by? You may not be controlled by anger. You may be controlled by food. You don't know when to put down the fork. You don't know when to push away the plate. The fork and plate are your best friends. Bad news, you eat. Good news, you eat. Indifferent news, you eat. But you don't know when to put it down and push it away. You just say, well, I gotta eat to live, right? But you're not eating to live no more. You live to eat. And so you are controlled by your wiles. You're going for the same exact food that you shouldn't be eating, pushes up your blood pressure, pushes up your blood sugar. Your A1C is through the roof because you're eating things you should not be eating. But, I mean, it's Friday. I mean, it's Saturday. It's Sunday. It's Wednesday. Man, I had a stressful day at work today. See? You're controlled. You are a joystick. And as you become this joystick and as you move as a joystick, you're wondering why the weight is not coming off. You're wondering why, hold up, I only ate just this. How did I put on 2-3 pounds, extra pounds? No, that didn't just come from just fries alone. Sorry, homie. It didn't come from just fries alone. Came from other things. Yo, how come is it that every time I'm getting reprimanded at the job and they're not seeing what somebody else is doing? No, it's not about what somebody else is doing. They're looking at you because you have a record of being controlled by your anger. So eventually you're on the cutting board. Where one more outburst, one more whatever, you're gone. It's not going to take too long. So what is it that is taking you away? What is it that's controlling you at the moment? Is it that you cannot stay away from TNA? You can't stay away from it. Even just a show of thighs, a chick showing her thigh, you lose your mind. And I've been around guys like that too. And I'm telling you this because I was the dude who used to be controlled by his wiles. Easy. Didn't take long. Bad day. Good day. Horrible. Oh, man, I'm telling you, those horrible days really controlled me easily. So how many of you are a joystick? If you're just honest with yourself, how many of you are being controlled at the moment? How many of you are also a joystick? Just be honest with yourself. Now, what happens when you're a joystick? It's just like at an arcade game. Whenever you're moving, what we end up seeing, the joystick is not working. Why? It's either two things. It got stuck or multiple people was on that joystick, and so it finally destroyed the mechanism. Multiple things control you, and it destroyed you. Now, you don't even move like you used to before. Now you just are automatic. So what happens that in a broken joystick on an arcade game is that when somebody's trying to jump, the character ducks. Somebody trying to duck, the character jumps. If somebody's trying to back away and block, they move straight into the attack. And if you never seen that before, don't worry about it. You just never saw an arcade game. That's all. But yeah, those type of things happen. The mechanism is now destroyed. So what do they have to do? Just decommission the game or the arcade until it gets fixed. So the same exact thing, it has to get recomputed. So a lot of you are in the same space. You are now moving automatic. There is no way that you're able to say, nope, I don't need to. You just move automatic to these things. You automatically move to the food. You automatically move to the anger. You automatically move to whatever it is. Yes, you automatically do it. So how long are you going to remain as a joystick? And as you remain as a joystick, your wiles are controlling you. Here's the thing. The joystick that you are, you should be moving into your purpose. You should be moving in your space of doing what is set for you. But you keep moving away from that. So, how long will you be a joystick to your wiles? Fellas, thanks a lot for rocking with me. And as always, like, subscribe, and please check out more episodes of Next Round. And as always, whether you win or lose, the fight is never over. It is only your next round. I'm Anthony. I'm going to catch you in the next one.